Hey, Rob, how would you describe the difference in the feeling around here between now and 2 weeks ago?
Um, Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't say nothing really has changed too much. I mean, for us, we're coming off a win, but at the same time, again, I mean, we got to move forward. We got a big game this week, So just how I told y'all, coming off the Cleveland game, it was one game, Coming off of this Oakland game, it's one game, Same thing.
Does the Bears-Packers rivalry rise to the level in your mind and your teammates' mind that it does the fan base and really the league and everybody, with it being the oldest rivalry?
Yeah, I would definitely say that you could feel it. Again, that's something that I felt, from the day I've signed is, the rivalry between Chicago and the Packers. I think it's very prevalent for us as players. Again, I mean, not to say that you can't think about it any differently than another team, but I think there is a little bit more, kind of energy, behind it, with it being a rival game.
No offense to any quarterback you've played with, but have you ever thought, gee, I wonder what it would be like to play with Rodgers?
I mean, when you sit there and watch guys, I think that any player, can kind of just, imagine when you see the different things that a person like Aaron Rodgers does, or a person like Tom Brady, or guys like that, when you just sit back and watch. I mean, these are some of the greatest players to ever play that position, So, again, I think that that's any player, Like I said before, maybe if it's situationally a throw or whatever the case may be, I think that you sit there and you're kind of in awe of those guys. I mean, they've done it at such a high level for so long.
You talk about kind of measuring Justin's growth. Where have you maybe seen him grow just over the last few weeks?
Again, I think it's something that, when it comes to the game, as far as obviously being resilient, creating plays, just, all the little things that it takes as far as the development in this league. Maybe it's, as far as the communication with certain things, just, a lot of little things that I don't want to say that people may take for granted, but at the position, when you're taking on a lot as far as managing time, late in the game in the 4 minute, being able to, let the clock bleed a little bit, knowing when to take advantage of the clock, knowing when you got to hurry things up and stuff like that. So it's a lot of little things, I mean, like I always say, I mean, the talent that he has is inevitable. Everything else is kind of like the nuances that come along with being a quarterback.
The big third down play on the second touchdown drive. What allowed that play to work out the way it did?
Just being able to win my matchup, that was it. Just being able to get the look that I foresaw. We didn't know going. I mean, they also were a team who we thought they might go with some zone blitz in that down and distance, or possible man. So for me, once I got lined up, I just kind of foresaw what it was. I saw the person come down on me, look like he was matching me. So I was just able to win.
Now, when you become accustomed to compiling huge statistics throughout your career, that doesn't seem like to be the formula for victory for this particular Bears team. How do you reconcile that with the fact that you're also in yet another contract year?
Yeah. Just trying to contribute to help win games. I think that's the main thing. Being able to put everything else to the side, figuring out how I can capitalize on the opportunities that I do have and when I have them, and being able to come away with those, whether that's, gaining a pass interference or something on a 50-yard play or a 20-yard play, or being able to, catch a ball to move the chains on second down or third down, or whether that's, blocking in the run game, So just trying to be able to do whatever is asking me to help, put this team and put this offense in the best situation, to win games.
Alan, Matt has carried himself, performed differently on the sidelines now that he's not calling plays anymore. Obviously he's doing a different job, much more animated. I'm curious what your observations have been about the difference in him on the sidelines, maybe even any anecdotes or anything you've noticed the way he's acting now?
Nothing too different that I've noticed. Again, I mean, for us, our sideline is pretty much been the same. Even like I said, I forget what game you guys said that Coach Laser was calling the plays, but I mean, even like that game, that's not something that I knew or noticed, during the game or at any point in time until after the game, and it was said, So things on our sideline don't really change too much or differ too much from how they normally were when Coach Nagy was calling the plays.
After the Raiders scored the touchdown, got the lead to 5. They had all the momentum. It was as loud as it had gotten in the stadium. Was there anything that needed to be said going into that drive in terms of the importance of even if you don't go down and get some points, you guys got to sustain a drive here and kind of stay. Did anybody say anything on that? Was it you, Justin, Coach, Cody, anybody?
Yeah, a little bit of everybody. You know, I think that everybody in the huddle, you know, from me to Justin to JP, you know, to Damian, to everybody going into that drive was like, let's not just move the ball a little bit and give it back to him. Like, let's go down here and let's end this game. Whether it's a touchdown, you know, although we came away with a field goal, you know, it still put our defense in a better situation than us just going 3 and out and giving them the ball back. But our main focus was, let's end the game. Let's not give it back to them. You know, so for us, we knew that we were kind of in more so not a 4-minute situation, but once we got a couple first downs, it kind of switched into a 4-minute kind of situation, which changed it a little bit, which kind of helped us, you know, not helped us, but which kind of gave them the ball back because it was more of a 4-minute emphasis rather than anything. But it was everybody's main focus to go in there and to you know, try to put points on the board rather than a touchdown to just seal the game.
How nice is it to have a kicker that hasn't missed a kick? And
I mean, that's always nice. You know, again, I mean, I think that you know, Cairo deserves a ton of credit. You know what I mean? Since the day he stepped foot in this building, you know, he's been a pivotal part, you know, of a lot of games for us, being able to, you know, make a lot of field goals down the stretch. You know, games where we couldn't come away with touchdowns. You know, Cairo was right there, very dependable, you know, helping us put points on the board. You know, and sometimes, you know, even if you don't come away with touchdowns, you know, all the points help. You know, so, I mean, Cairo's been phenomenal.
thanks, Al.
Thank you.